Alright guys, what's up? Floyd's Fit here. So I'm going to be answering a question I got on my DMs. I get lots of questions on my DMs right now, especially since your boy's getting shredded for his competition. So I'm going to start a video segment as I'm prepping, answering these DM questions. So this video is going to be about, I'll keep his name secret, but we'll call him Sam. So Sam messaged me, saw your transformation to being shredded. What is one of the most important tips you would give someone who's cutting? So this is a very broad statement, shredded. You know, the point where I'm at right now with my shred is I'm getting ready for a competition. There's levels to being shredded. Most people don't want to get to 5%, 6% body fat where I'm aiming for, right? This is not really maintainable, sustainable, not healthy. But I'm going to take this question as him wanting to be beach shredded. You know, look good for the beach, you know, the girls, you know, for the beaches. For the girls or guys, whichever you prefer, right? So we're gonna look at the beach shreds, right? Since summer's coming up. So I'm gonna take that as being about 11, 10%, depending on genetics, I would say 10% to 12%, all right? That's what I'm gonna look at. So it's also gonna vary where you carry your fat storage. Some people carry a lot of fat in their stomach. Some in their chest, some in their glutes, some in their quads. So it just depends where it's at. Some people can be at 10 and like their core is like the last to go, but they have diced glutes and quads. Like it's fucking crazy. So, you know, if that's you, that sucks. But I mean, your legs would be diced. So we're going to go with the 10 to 12% body fat percentage, right? So number one, you're going to want to make sure when I was bulking, it goes for everyone, not even for a prep bulk, right? You want to cut slowly. Do not cut too fast. I've made that mistake as a beginner, as a teenager. You get bulky, and when summer comes up, you're like, fuck it, I got a month, you know, right? It's almost July. I'm gonna give myself 30 days to get diced. I go from 3,000 calories to 1,800 calories right off the bat. Don't do that. You're gonna lose a lot of muscle mass. You're gonna shock your body, and it's not gonna end up well. You're gonna end up losing a lot of that muscle you gain on the off season. Doing that shreds, you're gonna lose it all. You're gonna look fucking tiny, small, skinny, fat. Depending on where you're at with your level, you're gonna lose all the fucking gains. So don't do that. Definitely don't do that, all right? Someone who's speaking from experience, I'll put up a picture right here when I shredded too quick, right? I got small, delts got small as fuck, chest sunk in a bit. I had abs, but I was pretty small for the standard I'm looking at, right? So that's definitely something that I've learned throughout my bulking and shredding phases, right? I'm getting competition shredded. This is a lot different, right? So this is more like beach shreds. So I'm gonna make a video about my competition shred and diet and preparation for that. So this is gonna lean toward being the 10 to 13% body fat, if so, right? So you want to cut down slowly. You know, the rule is usually drop about 200 calories the first week and see where you're at. You know, pay attention to your body. You know, you have to be very in tune with your body and see where you're at. Drop 200 calories the first week, see how you feel. If it seems like you're losing weight, good. Keep it at 200. Once you start to stagnate a little bit, lose another 100 calories. You know, make it a deficit 300 calories. So if you're at 3,000, you then drop to 2,800 for that week. Maybe for the second week. As soon as your body starts to make adaptations and you notice that you went from 180 to 177 pounds in 2 weeks, I mean, that's good progress right there. Rule of thumb is you basically don't want to lose more than a pound or a pound and a half per week. If you're losing more than that per week, you're losing too much. So keep that in mind. As you're cutting, you want to make sure you do not lose more than 1 to 2 pounds per week, all right? Well, pound and a half would be okay. In the beginning, you may lose more weight depending because of what you're eating. It may be a lot of water. It's not going to be fat right off the bat. Keep that in mind, guys. A lot of it could be water retention with the carbs you're eating. But that's a whole different video. It's going to be off on a big tangent. But again, cut slowly. Just cut slowly, man. Trust me. I know it sucks. You're cutting, but cut slowly. You know, you're not going to get shredded right off the bat. What's the point? Yes, I know all this is frustrating that once you cut, it's all in for a lot of people, but try to hold yourself back. It's a lot harder to keep a steady pace than just sprint through it. I'm the type of guy that loves to sprint through it, but I've been able to train myself not to do that. And that could be a whole video, training yourself to cut slowly. It's a fucking mind process, guys. So number one, cut slowly. Number two, guys, like I said, make sure you have a diet that's sustainable. As you're cutting, protein intake goes up higher. That is the number one thing I am gonna say. Protein intake must go up higher. It has to go up higher. Most people think that when you're bulking is when all the protein has to come in. Not necessarily. To preserve that muscle, you're going to want more protein. So I'm about 164 pounds right now. I'm at 180 grams to 200 grams of protein. Do I need that much? Not necessarily, but make sure you keep the grams of protein higher to the weight you are at. If you're like 150, you're at least having more than 150 grams of protein on your cut, all right? Make sure you're doing that at least. You want to preserve and keep the muscle as much as possible, right? Depending on how low you're getting. Number two is going to be the protein itself is going to allow you to be fuller throughout the day. You won't feel as hungry. Protein takes a lot longer for your body to digest, which in turn gives you a fullness of feeling throughout the day, which as I am doing a lot. Again, guys, I am sponsored by Rise Protein. Use code Flores. I do love the Cookie Blast flavor for protein and the Cinnamon Toast flavor. I go half and half, mix them together. You use Rise Protein. That shit's lit. Okay, guys, code Flores. Make sure you use my code too, code Flores for Rise Protein. Other than that, protein is very important. Keeps you full throughout the day. Do not want to just go zero carbs. Carbs, you play with them, right? On my cut, I still not have a day where I go zero carbs. I don't do that. That's fucking insane, especially for the work rate I have. I do not go zero carbs. I'm not gonna go in depth with carbs too much here. But you should carb cycle. Go low one day and go higher the other day, depending on what your schedule is. What I like to do is go low on one day, go higher on 2 other days, go low on 1 other day. I play with it. A lot of it is how my body is feeling. That's the way I work. You know, I go a lot on feelings. So when I get a lot of people asking me about carbs, some people react different. I had a friend of mine who wanted to do the same thing I was doing. Long story short, we were hanging out halfway throughout the day. My friend of mine almost passed out. This guy could not sustain the carb intake I was taking in. It was too low for him. He was literally panicking. And the motherfucker had to go eat a hot dog. Like he got a big ass hot dog with bread, mustard, and everything. Just started fucking. Dude looked like he swallowed that hot dog whole, baby. I was like, damn. So like I said, you have to play with, figure it out, to know your weight. So it varies for different people. It just varies, guys. People have more of a different reaction to carbs and things like that. Depending on what carb sources are at too, it can get very entangled a bit. But number two, I'm gonna say, keep a diet that you can sustain. So for me, I keep it very simple. The biggest problem that people have when they're cutting, I was a personal trainer, right? I'm a personal trainer certified. When I had a client, they would swear on God that they were only having 1,900 calories. And it would be a female and she would be like 5'3" and 200 pounds. And I would look at her and I was like, no, she's having more. You're having more. Like just doing the math and equations for her height, even for like the much she weighs, 200 pounds, like 5'2", she's saying she's only having 1,900 calories. It does not add up. So people tend to not know how to count calories. Keep in mind, that same lady who told me that, she didn't know how to count calories. I asked her what she ate. Everything she ate was going out. She would go to restaurants, fancy restaurants, and all these things. And I just like, you have to be able to count it. She didn't know how to count it. And I'm not getting paid enough to do those calculations as just being a commercial gym trainer. So I was like fuck, man, like you have to pay me extra for that. That's a whole different ballgame, baby. I'm getting paid this gym fucking page here just to train you. But keep in mind, you have to be able to count your calories. I keep it simple as fuck. I do not go out and eat at fancy restaurants. You know, I go to fast food restaurants if I eat out. I eat out, guys. When I got beach kind of shredded, and I'll show you like a video where I think is sustainable for me. I'm not as built as I am back then, but this like video clip here was something I could sustain for 3 months, even longer if I wanted to, but it wasn't ideal to get bigger. But this is a frame I was able to sustain back then. Less muscle mass, but I was able to sustain this frame just by eating simply. I would eat in the morning, right? So this frame right here, I'm showing you the way I looked. I will sustain this. This is what I call like a beach body frame kind of, right? I was looking like this by fasting throughout the day. It's not ideal to maintain that body mass. Like I said, I was just going to stay right here in plateau, so that's why I decided to bulk. But with this frame here, I was eating foods I liked. I ate Chick-fil-A. I ate some potato chips. I ate fucking In-N-Out. I was eating foods I liked, but I just counted my calories very strictly. When I would go out and eat, I would look at the menu, look at what I'm eating, and count the calories. So number two, just to make it simple because the video's getting long, count your calories. If you go out, know what you're eating, know what's in and out. If you don't know how to count your calories, you must learn. If you don't know how to count your calories, let me know in the comment section. I will make a video how to count calories and how simple it is. You know, a lot of like this right here, right? Calories, everything in the bag, count it. It goes per serving usually. If it's 100 calories in the bag, you look at the per serving, because it's not gonna be 100 calories for the most part. If it's something like a big meal, so it'd be like 100 calories, 5 servings in that whole fucking snack, or a big meal, whatever it is. So it's gonna be 500 calories. So learn how to count calories. So that's number one. Again, let me read it. Number one is gonna be make sure you're cutting slowly. Number two is gonna be have a diet that's sustainable, high protein. Make sure you're getting proper nutrition. Number three is gonna be you must train. Make sure you're still training. A lot of people, when they tend to cut, they stop training as intensely as they once were. I know it's hard. I know it gets more difficult. But as you're cutting, you must make sure you're causing your muscles to stay stimulated. You're not going to be able to train as intensely as you once were for the most part, depending on how deep your cut is. But you must keep training. You don't just stop training. You just don't do cardio. You have to keep your muscles stimulated. You're going to atrophy if you don't activate those muscles. That's one of the biggest things I've noticed. When I have people that start shredding or cutting, they'll do all the diet and everything, but they stop training as intensely. And what's going to happen? You're going to get smaller. Muscles need to be activated. They need stimulus. They need resistance. If not, they're going to atrophy. Your muscles are going to realize they don't need to be there. Why am I there? It's harder to keep muscle when you're cutting because you do not have the excess amount of nutrition you were giving your body. So you have to cause your body the reaction to know that it must have that muscle mass for certain situations, certain stimulus throughout the day. If you don't know, you have muscle because you're tearing your muscle fibers and they rebuild. Your body makes that adaptation like, holy shit, this guy's doing something. This is beautiful about the body. Their body tells you like, yo, this guy is doing something. I have to adapt. And your body in turn builds more muscle mass. It builds more muscle fibers. Whether it's fast or slow twitch muscles depends on the activity you're usually doing. A lot of it's kind of genetics as well. Don't keep that in mind as well. But keep training. Just don't stop training. It's going to be hard. It's going to be more intense, especially how severe your cut is, guys. Like I said, maintaining a body frame that's 10-12% body fat is still difficult. It is difficult. Don't get that wrong. You still have to be stringent. Is it possible? Yes, of course it's possible. Like with the body frame I was showing you, I was maintaining this body mass here, but like I said, I was not growing here anymore. I needed to up my calories, so I did, and I bulked up, and now I am actually lighter than I am here, but I look bigger now. The reason being is become more diligent on my diet, and I bulked up and I've gained that necessary muscle mass, and I've kept it with my cut. That's how I know it works. Make sure you take your protein intake seriously. You know, the fats, saturated fats, things like that. Be smart about it, guys. Don't, saturated fats are not good. Lots of sugar, again, not good as well. Sugar becomes fat if you don't utilize it. Don't be afraid of sugar. Like I said, if you want that 10 to 12%, let's go 10 to 14%, 13% body fat. For the most people, that's what they want. People think that, again, it depends where you store your fat a lot. Like myself, a lot of my fat's stored in my legs. I could get to like 12%, have abs. I can get to 14% and have a six pack. It's not like shredded, but most people, if they want to get diced and shredded, it's going to be a strict lifestyle, especially if you're a natural, guys. It has to be what it is. Not to say when you're on gear, you don't have to be as strict, but it is a lot easier to look more shredded when you're on shit. You recover faster, you train harder, you don't have to worry about injuries. When you're so shredded, it's hard to train, not just because of your energy levels, but because you're more injury prone. Definitely am feeling it right now. When I work out, I'm scared sometimes because I know I could push through it, but then I'm like, fuck, my body feels weaker. My joints are hurting a little bit more. A lot more things are going more in total with this, but that's not answering this question, guys. Summarize it. Tips to get shredded. Number one, again, this is like that beach shreddedness, right? I'm talking about. Make sure you cut slowly. Do not cut too fastly. Don't go from 3,000 calories to 1,800 calories right off the bat. It doesn't work that way. Don't do that. You're gonna lose a lot of muscle mass and look like a damn twig at the end of the day. Number two, have a diet that's sustainable and it does supply sufficient enough nutrition for your body to operate. Some people work differently, guys. There's no one diet for everyone. That's something that I've realized myself, especially training different people. You have to have a diet that's sustainable, and your due diligence has to make sense. Make sure you're counting your calories. Learn how to count calories. Number three, guys, it's gonna have to be keep training. Don't stop training. Just because you're more tired or anything like that, or you feel like you shouldn't have to train, make sure you're still training. take your rest days. Definitely take your rest days. Right now, when you're getting about 10 to 12% body fat, take at least 1 day, 2 days rest. Depends where you're at physically. Keep in mind, when you're recovering, recover. Enjoy yourself. Stay home, walk around. Don't just be at the gym all day. You can have fun with it. When I was getting like beach shredded, I was going out, going hiking with cardio. Again, guys, cardio is important. So guys, go out, play basketball, go to the beach. Like I said, the purpose of like looking shredded, most people want to go out. A lot of people want to go out and show the shreds off or have fun, be at the beach, be at the pool. It's summer's coming. Enjoy it. Make sure you stay disciplined. A lot of that sometimes has to do with, yes, you want to look shredded and be diced, but then you go to a beach party and they're offering like all these foods, Doritos, nachos. That's fine for 1 day, but then there's another party the next day. You want to eat nachos, fucking beer, and get fucked up? Okay. Then the next day, then you're going to lose all those shreds, guys. So make sure you stay disciplined. Other than that, guys, let me know in the comment sections what other questions you want to be answered. Much love, guys, and let's get fucking diced this summer. And appreciate everyone using my code. Use code Flores for rice supplements and code Flores for raw gear. Everything you guys do for me, I appreciate it. Much love. I see everything, and it's really playing a big role in my life right now. And I really do appreciate you guys. You guys are allowing me to start to kind of make these videos and kind of show myself a bit more. And much love. Take care.